Hi everybody, it's Aluna Michaels, Esoteric Astrologer, coming at you to talk about events of July 2019. Sorry, I think I look a little messy. I've been swimming in the ocean today and I was like, I have to get this video up because people are freaking out. I'm a little bit late. It is the 5th of July. Okay, so news, but not hysterical news. Mercury's going retrograde. Happens every 3 months, okay, for 3 weeks at a time. And remember, the whole theme I'd like to keep putting out about Mercury retrograde is inward thinking, reflecting on patterns, especially Mercury's going retrograde in Leo, but most of the retrograde is actually in Cancer, and Cancer can be about cyclical, habitual things, and in this event, thoughts, Mercury. So it's a great time for meditation and reflection and journal writing and things of that nature when Mercury's retrograde, and also for just getting old stuff taken care of, piles of papers or phone calls you need to do, or things that have been intimidating you. I got to get it done, or been procrastinating about. Mercury retrograde's great for that. But it can be also its its own thing about misunderstandings with people, or those conflicts, communication conflicts, timing of things breaking down, the mechanical things, cars, computers, whatever. But it's all about slowing down to be going inward, but it can be frustrating. We have a lot on our list, right? But a great way, again, getting stuff off the list that have been hanging over your head is a great Mercury retrograde process and practice. Okay, so here's the thing. Mercury and Mars are right close together right now, beginning of July. October, God, where am I? Mercury retrograde. Okay, so Mercury thinking, Mars anger, Mars energy. That's energy to the thinking. So, you can feel revved up. But Mercury's trying to go retrograde, so it can be a feeling of you're driving out of gear, or your foot's on the brake and on the gas at the same time. So there can be stress. And then, so we got the Mars and the Mercury, and then here's the planet Uranus making a square to both. Squares are challenging angles, and Uranus is chaotic, is rebellious. On one level, this can help you, again, if you need to overcome something or get something done that you've been intimidated about, like we're saying, yeah, it's great for that. But in general, people are tense and a little crazy. So we just have to be patient for the retrograde of, actually, when the planet Mercury does go retrograde on the 7th, it's a little bit of and by that time, the Mars and the Mars and Uranus are actually going to be going kind of till the middle of July. So people can feel, still that kind of might makes right, because Mars is in Leo, is a little bossy. But again, if you're someone who tends to be shyer, you can speak up about your truth. You can, make a change with work that you think, I would never do that, or I'd never ask to do that, project or whatnot. So it can make you strong in ways you want to be strong. But when you're dealing with other people, generally people are going to be irritated. So just be aware, if it's driving, like let them go, let them go ahead, or just, let people kind of dig their own grave a little bit. If it's at work or family, it's like, all right, just okay. And then probably by the end of the month, when Mercury does go direct and people are thinking a little more clearly, or they reflected on it, and Mars and Uranus aren't bothering each other anymore, it's like, okay, I don't have to be so defensive. You were right about that. So don't try to push that you're right now. You probably are, but wait, they'll come tell you in a month, okay? So just thinking about having the sense of poise as all this is going on is important. I'm going to weave a lot of this stuff in. Oh, you know what? I forgot to tell you the dates about the Mercury retrograde. Basically going retrograde on the 7th of July, going direct the 31st, so it's the whole month. And for those of you who like to know, Mercury will catch up with itself and start covering new territory on, that'll be on the 15th of August. So, but I think, like we said, like the first 2 weeks of July are the bumpiest because of that Mars-Mercury stuff, Mars-Uranus stuff. I can't believe how many mistakes I'm making talking to you guys. This is just funny. Okay, The other piece here is these eclipses. Well, we just went through one of the eclipses, which was the sun and moon in Cancer, and that was at 10 degrees of Cancer, and that was on the 2nd. So if you have, of course, you're kind of an early Cancer person, like you've got June, early July birthday, this is working right with you. Again, Capricorn, Libra, Aries people are having these eclipses work real strongly with them. The second eclipse is going to be the 16th of July, and that's at 24 degrees Cancer and Capricorn, so the moon will be in Capricorn, full moon. And the moon will be very close to Pluto at that time. So, all right, let's try to tackle this and weave it into the Mercury retrograde. So everyone's going to be feeling this, even if you're not having it directly working with you. You're one of those signs that the cardinal signs, the Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, Libra. If you don't have that in your chart directly, you still can be affected by this. And a lot of people are feeling it. Again, some people aren't aware of astrology. They're not aware of their inner workings, so they're more raw about this stuff. Because, when we have that full moon eclipse in the beginning of the month, and the moon is near Pluto, it brings up this whole theme of Cancer and Capricorn, because Capricorn itself can be, it's linked with Saturn, which is kind of like, this is how it is, and this is the authority figures, and, this external, can be critical judging part. So you have someone literally judging you, you're limited at work, you can't go past a certain level, you can feel your inner judge. That's all the Capricorn part. Whereas Cancer can be more like, because Cancer is like being a baby, or like, it can be this authentic gift that you have. So something pure about yourself. And it doesn't overthink it. Cancer is like a feeling sign, like feel it in your gut. Literally, Cancer represents the stomach and the breasts and heart and this sort of area of the body. Leo is technically the heart, but this idea of knowing your truth, like I just feel it. I feel it. And Capricorn is the one that wants all the why and wherefore and the reasoning and blah, 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 So this eclipse, both eclipses, and the Mercury retrograde in Cancer, and the fact even this full moon eclipse is even going to be near Saturn as well, not just Pluto. The Pluto element is this almost like a vacuum that's sucking the passion, the thing that could be sort of in the background. It brings it to the foreground. It adds some importance to it, some urgency to it. Like you're digging your heels in and saying, this is me. This is, I'll stand up against my negative thoughts. I'll stand up against the system that's keeping me down, and what is that system? Is it, again, your own belief system, someone in your life, limiting work situation? But there's a sense of being, the Pluto next to the moon is this passionate pipe, like a drill that's going in and finding that passion. Because sometimes the moon can be like, well, that's my truth, but, just this little person can't say it. But Pluto involved in that eclipse helps to bring it up and to help you become fearless at like being yourself and listening to yourself, and not necessarily having all these huge fights with people at all, but just kind of quietly sitting in your power, is different than just like, I guess so, and then boom, so it doesn't have to be like boom in your face kind of thing, but just boom within myself, like I know it. And when Capricorn can hear that message from Cancer, the opposite, Capricorn can create a new set of beliefs that align with your truth. Instead of just, well, this is what people say, or looking for approval outside, you can construct your own solid spine around that belief. As if like in Qigong or yoga, right? We're seeing the energy going up the spine, and then the bones of the spine are holding the spine together, but the spinal energy is going up. So Cancer can be that pure-hearted energy, and then the Capricorn opposite can hold that in place and say, yes, I'm holding my energy. It's not like it's being constricted by someone else's belief or societal thing or your own fears or whatever. So this can be a lot of self-discovery and great stuff can happen. But then again, that's going on within you, and then you're walking around outside and everybody's grumpy, or a lot of people are grumpy because the Mars Mercury and the Mercury retrograde and the eclipses make people cuckoo and stuff. So just take a breath and know we're all on the same journey. We're all moving toward wholeness, and protect yourself from when things get really crazy. Have good boundaries, or take a breath, but trying not to, again, get in there, insert it, and tell somebody else something, because they're probably not going to want to hear it right now. The other good thing about the month is that Mars in Leo, even though it's after it does all this square to Uranus, it will trine Jupiter. And this is great because Mars is very enthusiastic and Jupiter is also enthusiastic. So when they trine, they do a good angle to each other, positive, easy angle. This is like internal motivation, So if this eclipse we're having in the middle of the month, the full moon eclipse, is really saying yes to your own power and becoming like solid in your own positive story, let's say, then Mars and Jupiter kind of create a pathway of enthusiasm to express that, or drawing people that go, yeah, I like that, I get it, And so you can attract like-minded people to your energy field. And again, this back to that idea of Mercury retrograde, just doing stuff in the house or the office, whatever you're doing, like stuff you have been holding back from. Mars and Jupiter's like, go, do it, and helps you get a whole lot done quickly. So, and that can be a great way to keep yourself busy before you have those people around you who are making you bonkers, if they are. You can get a lot done while you're waiting for them to realize that you were right about the insights you had for them that you couldn't tell them at the beginning of July. So, okay, so that's probably enough of the story for the month. And, just I also want to say, don't get worried about stuff with these eclipses. It is a little murky and weird, but, just being open to messages from your subconscious, open to dreams, kind of breathing through fears, being not reactionary can be one of the things. But, don't believe all this stuff. It's so scary. Eclipses, they happen frequently. They're just about more personal growth, And Mercury retrograde, again, nothing to be fearful about. It's just watching people's egos. If they're coming at you pretty strong, say, okay, sure, and waiting for them to see that they were a little clouded or overly aggressive and how they, whatever, came at you or something. So just be graceful and patient. And I will see you next month. And if you'd like a private reading with me, lunamichaels.com or 248-583-1663. I also have my little astrology book on Kindle. It's also on my website, 12 Gifts of the Spiritual Gifts of the 12 Astrological Signs. And thanks for listening. Hang in there, and bye-bye for now.